So I just tried the Valby run in the Fortress Outpost in hard mode after the recent patch, and it seems like nothing happened at all. The Valby run is alive, and in my opinion, the Fortress Outpost is still one of the best, if not the best farming spots in the game right now. The only thing I noticed is that instead of getting 300,000 plus gold and 20,000 plus Kuiper shards per 3 minutes run, I now can only get 175,000 gold on average, and sometimes I get 230,000 gold, as well as 10,000 to 15,000 Kuiper shards. Take note that this is without a booster, but I have a rare increased Kuiper shard drop in one of my external components. Because of this, Valby is still meta in gold, Kuiper shards, firearm and mastery rank leveling. Nothing has changed but the rewards in the Fortress Outpost. Once you destroy all power units, you then shoot the boss until he is in rage phase. After that, Valby just draw a circle, killing all enemies that spawn. And by the way, the endless enemy spawn is still there, and this what makes this farming spot very good. Aside from gold and Kuiper shard drops, you also get reactors and weapons which you can dismantle or use for your Descendant. This is also the best leveling spot for other Descendants. If you have a friend that can do Valby, then this is still the best spot to level up your Descendants, as you will not only receive experience fast, but you will also get gold and Kuiper shards that you can use to upgrade your modules and strengthen your weapons and Descendants. Honestly, I have no plans on maximizing the build of my Valby because of the news that the Fortress Outpost might get nerfed soon. However, this definitely changes everything, and after working on my Sharon build, I will then post the updated Valby build. For now, this is the build I use to draw a circle in the Fortress Outpost. The non-attribute master and as well as the dimension specialist ramp up the skill damage of her cleanup ability, which is the skill we need to farm this outpost mission. Then we need some duration so we can form that water circle, and I also added some casting speed so I can recast the ability as soon as possible. However, there is a downtime in this build, and make sure you cast your first or second ability to kill enemies while your third ability is on cooldown. Also, I prefer skill expansion for the range over survivability because I usually run this build in public matches. Normally, there will be other players who will join me as they will level up their character or farm Kuiper and gold in this mission. If I get down, they will just revive me, and my main role here is to just form a circle and kill enemies, and this build can help me do this task easily. By the way, a reactor is a must for this build, and if you can have a gold version with Thunder Cage that has both non-attribute and dimension on its main and sub-stats, then the better the damage of your Valby's cleanup skill will be. The most important is getting high damage first for your ability, then duration and skill cooldown, followed by range so you can cover the area wherein trash mobs will spawn. Normally, my Valby can deal 40,000 to 50,000 damage with this build, but I'm going to improve it really soon. While it's true that the Fortress Outpost Valby run is not the same mission as before, but in my opinion, this is still the best, as what other mission can give you 180,000 gold and 12,000 Kuiper shards in an average of 2 minutes and 35 seconds. Not to mention that it also has unlimited enemy spawn until the timer runs out, and you can get tons of reactors, weapons, and experience to level up your Descendant and weapons. This is truly still the best farming spot right now, and I think the developers did the right thing to change it just a little bit, since it would be bad if they killed this farming spot, knowing that Ultimate Valby will arrive soon. This is also a great move to not piss off the community, especially those who have spent time maximizing their Valby for the sole purpose of the Valby run. Other things that has changed in the game is that the developers lower the outpost counter from 5 minutes to 1 minute timer. This is really a huge change, and a very beneficial change for players is now you can farm outpost missions with Sharon efficiently. You won't even notice the 1 minute cooldown timer right now, and you can move from one outpost to another. Right now I'm farming the outpost easily in private with my Sharon, and do check back later as I will explain the current build for this Descendant. Also, another thing that you should know is that void fragments will now drop when defeating monsters in Special Operation. There will be the most void fragment drops at the Special Operation Neutralize Void experiment and using Mark for Arrest. Item obtained from Special Operation will grant 10 times the usual amount of gold. When Mark for Arrest is used from the Consumable tab, it will convert to 100,000 gold, and high value Mark for Arrest will convert to 1 million gold. Now, I have tried the void fragment drop in the void experiment mission, and in my opinion, it's not as good as the void fragment missions in field areas. In 18 minutes of farming, you only get a couple of these rewards, as monsters will drop only one random fragment. Mind you, not every monster in the Special Operation will drop this. Maybe if you are doing this for the amorphous materials in gold, then the fragment will stack and you won't have any problem with these materials needed to open void reactors. So these are the most important details of the patch, and if you want to check out the whole patch notes, then you can visit the link I have provided in the pinned comment below. I'm currently working on my Sharon build, and I'm going to publish it within a couple of hours. Thank you so much for watching, and we hope to see you again in our next video. Squad Leader, signing off.